We'll be seeing the fly past of helicopters, 21 and a 17 gun salute, Gripen Hawk jets. This is geek heaven. Well, this is just ordinary heaven. Anyway, what does it mean for you and me? Well, I'm joined by the Minister of Defence and Military Veterans, Ms. Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula. Ma'am, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us here on Morning Live.
Thank you.
Let's talk about what this day effectively means. In 2012, our Commander-in-Chief proclaimed this day as an important day upon reflection on what happened in 1917, but also moving forward, showing our capabilities and creating some interaction between the National Defence Force, its four arms, and the ordinary public.
Oh yeah, I think that the most important thing which we should always emphasize is that this day is a day to honor all men and women who have decided to join the South African National Defence Force. Remember, the South African National Defence Force is the last line of the sovereignty of the Republic of South Africa. So these are men and women effectively who have committed themselves and vowed to lay and are ready to lay their lives on the line in defence of this republic. And I think that it's, yes, you are correct when you say untold stories. There are very few moments when you hear people talking about the role which the South African National Defence Force plays. And I think we should say that we today must celebrate the man or the woman next door whose child has joined the South African National Defence Force. We have an intake every year in all four arms of service. But not only that, we deploy. And as you know, we are currently in the Democratic Republic of Congo. We've also been in Sudan for quite some time. We are now also part of ASERIC, which is a rapid response capacity for the continent. And we are involved in a whole lot of things. We are involved in disaster management in the country here. A number of people believe that the Defence Force gets involved in issues of disaster management only when there's disaster outside of the Republic, in countries such as Mozambique. No, actually, when there's disaster in the country here, we are always there. If you see some of the things which we have done, building of bridges in Limpopo, building of bridges in Kono, building of bridges in many other areas where there have been floods and where bridges have been swept away. So it's a very important day really to honor them, to express a word of appreciation to them for the work which they are doing, for heeding the call in the first instance to join the South African National Defence Force.
Ma'am, very quickly, we heard reports this past week of Toki Sekgwale's father, who is said to be one of the last remaining members of the 1917 tragedy, and he passed at 97. How should we remember him?
We should remember these people for their dedication, for their commitment to the cause. And I think that in particular in this instance, he's almost one of the last veterans remaining. But not only that, you know, we have one of her children serving in the Defence Service Commission. And when this happened, she was on a mission in Tanzania. And it's very sad, but I actually think that it's a day for them as a family and for the country to celebrate his life. I mean, a man who has lived this long, we should celebrate his life, remember all the good, keep all the good memories about him, remember all the work which he has done for the people of this country, and say we will forever take it from there and move forward.
Very quickly from you. The military review report of 2014 raised some alarm bells, and they were talking about there were things that needed to be fixed.
Absolutely. Correct. One of those are the land capabilities. For instance, our army is lacking a bit, but we're sorting out those matters. But I should also remind you that currently that defence review process is with Parliament. And once Parliament is done with that process, I know that on Thursday there are public hearings, and once they are done, once Parliament endorses that report, we'll be able to roll out some of the things which we need to roll out. Key there is force design. Key is reorganization of the entire system, the entire institution of the Defence Force. Key there is recruitment of young people who are highly skilled, for instance, with particular skills in maths and science. Key there is to make sure that we don't lag behind with the capabilities that we have, that they are modernized in order for us to meet some of the challenges which we have, some of the immediate deployments which have been assigned to us.
Minister, thank you very much. We've run out of time, unfortunately. So much more we can talk about, but thank you very much for giving us some of your time. That, of course, is the Minister of Defence and Military Veterans, Ma'am Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula.